recording this. And I want to introduce you first before you go on to all these amazing people you've been speaking to.
Thank you. I will shut up for a few minutes.
First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for being here. It's an exciting time for many of us, especially a lot of people who are on the call today, as we have the coming of the Art of Manifestation. And Tony is the producer director, along with his beautiful wife, Christina. I don't see Christina off the top, right off the bat, but she is here for sure. And we have some of the amazing participants who have been doing in the film with us, and the young gentleman who is also creating the music behind it. So we have an awesome lineup for us today. Tony, thank you for being here, being here with me, lifting all of us, doing what you do along with Christina, and go for it. I
I
just
love it. Thank you. I found out how to work my phone actually, so now you get to see the real background, which is kind of cool. So
awesome.
I love doing calls here. This is the backyard, absolutely beautiful here, and this is not AI, it's all real. If I fall in, I'll get wet. Hopefully, there's not an alligator. So let's be careful what we manifest. So all joking aside, guys, look, I love doing what we do here, right? I love having the honor and the ability to travel the world and meet what I call the spiritual Avengers, putting the most amazing human beings together, whether it's movies, books, or whatever it is, in a media format to bring to the world. I always tell people the three E's, right? You want to educate people in an entertaining way, in an elevational space or elevational environment, right? Four E's. So it's one of those things that we have some legends on today, and I'm super excited to kick this off. And excuse me, I want to kick off in a very excited way here with one of my dearest brothers. So I joke when I call him Ryan Gosling, but honestly, he put Ryan out of business, this guy, if he wasn't happily married. So we have the founder, he's laughing, we have the founder of the Quantum Spa, along with the genius Jason Estes, right? These guys were able to put together the first spa of its kind, not scalar tech, truly a quantum field, very different, not forced technology, a field that your body utilizes what it needs and leaves what it doesn't, right? Deepak will have something different, what he might need than Dean, different than Harrison, different than myself, right? You have to check them out at 1027 Wilshire Boulevard at the famous 1010 building where PayPal and 42 unicorn companies started. The energetics are amazing. That's where the premiere is. So with that being said, him and his lovely wife and beautiful baby have created this incredible system there. And I'm super excited to have them on. They're some of the stars of the movie. Jeremy Hoffman, Gosling, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tony. Hi, everyone. Nice to see some familiar faces here and some new faces. And congrats, Tony and the team, and to you, Karen, as well, on the book launch. And I believe you're in the film as well. So just beautiful timing with the launch of the book. And from what I could just tell from the signing up and things, how the ethos of that ties so beautifully into the mission of the Art of Manifestation. And of course, with Tony and Christian and Christina and the whole team of partners that have made this a possibility. So I'm very honored, very grateful to be here. And just to speak on the Art of Manifestation, I would say that in my opinion, that I actually, when I was in the Hamptons with Tony, it was really beautiful. There, we went up, we talked for just a couple minutes on stage. And interestingly enough, when I was at this event, I'm from LA, originally from Canada, and I had done this retreat in Bali a number of years ago. And it was this really powerful moment. And it was the first time that I actually started writing things down and believing them to be true, and learned some of Dr. Joe Dispenza's work through some of the gentlemen that were leading this retreat. And I wrote down in this journal that I was going to build the future of wellness facilities. That was really the dream. And at that point, I thought it had to do with maybe using cannabis or whatever. That all kind of flushed out. But I wrote down in this journal in 2017 that I was going to pioneer the future of community and wellness spaces. I didn't know how I was going to do that at the time. I was a construction worker. I had a job in Canada. So fast forward almost a decade later, Tony has asked me to speak on stage talking about quantum. We just won Best Health Spa in California. We've been throwing tons of events. We've had great ups and downs, but a lot of overall success and impact. And as I'm sitting on the stage, I look into the crowd, and I shit you not, I see the guy who led the freaking retreat in Bali, and he was witnessing me sharing to this group in the Hamptons that I have built this beautiful space. And he looks at me, he's like, do you remember writing that down in your journal about almost 10 years ago? And so that's what I wanted to share just on the Art of Manifestation. For me, the trick And the key has been letting go of the expectation of how and when it comes into fruition, and to stay listening and to stay consistent and to stay aligned with the actions and the habits that I take in order to make whatever it is possible that I really do want to actualize, to feel it, to believe it, and then to follow that up with the steps, and then also to let go. And whether you want to say God, creator, universe, it's not my time. I'm just a steward or a vessel of this energy moving through my physical body. So I'm really excited for this documentary. That's a little bit of what I spoke on. And I know that each and every one of us that's in this film is going to just have such a beautiful perspective of what manifestation can look and feel like. And I believe it's going to make a massive impact. So very excited about that. Tony, do you want me to share a little bit about the 23rd and the 24th as well?
You can speak about the red carpet, the private screening, the premiere. That'd be wonderful, please, at your spa.
Well, if any one of you were here last year for our first grand opening, we did 5 days of events. We did beach tours and run clubs and brunches and dinners and parties. We don't like to do anything just kind of basic. And so for the launch of this premiere, we've tied it into the first annual celebration of the Quantum Wellness Spa here in downtown Los Angeles. And so on the 23rd, and we'll be sending out details for some hotels and preferred pricing and things of this nature as well. But on the 23rd, the evening of the 23rd, we'll be doing our first annual celebration of the Quantum Spa. So we're bringing in magicians, comedians, DJs, we'll have non-alcoholics, we'll have areas for everyone to it's kind of a pre-party for the premiere. That's how I would say it. Have a good time. Of course, all of you will be invited. Bring your friends. It will be designed to engage us, to connect us, see the spa. The spa will obviously be open if people want to go check it out. The soft launch of our non-alcoholic cafe here as well. And so we'll have a really nice evening of entertainment, of connection, and really just kind of juices and the excitement flowing as we go into the private screening on the 24th. And so on the 24th, that's a Saturday, 23rd is a Sunday, 24th is a Saturday, 24th is a Sunday. And the way that we've structured it so far is we'll be doing 2 private screenings on that day, one starting at 1:30, followed by Q&A. We'll be setting up a red carpet, a step and repeat. I know Tony's inviting some media. I had a conversation with one of our head of medias, and she'll be sending a number of media and press here as well. So the private screen will be from 1:30. Following that, we'll do the Q&A. So we'll bring up a number of the people inside of the documentary. I'll let Tony we're splitting it up so everyone can have a chance to be on a panel instead of having one massive panel with a bunch of people in the room. And following that, we'll have some more time to socialize, to connect, to get photos. Again, step and repeat, red carpet kind of vibe. The cafe will be serving matcha, a couple smoothies, nice beverages. We'll really set it up nice so people can connect and be with one another. And then the next private screening kind of premiere will be at 6 p.m. So the film as of now is about 100 minutes or so. So following 7:30, we'll do the second. Following that, we'll bring everyone back in to do the awards ceremony. So we're really looking at this as like a 2-day event. The first day is more experiential, a little bit more entertainment, the music, the DJ, some comedy, some great networking. And then, of course, on the premiere day and the private screening, really making it about each and every one of you and us to make sure that we get the incredible content and we connect with one another. And we have a great opportunity to share this incredible film with friends and family, with the media, with VIPs. And from that moment on, letting the film ripple out all over the world.
Love that. Beautiful ripple. As we stand behind the water, it's always about the ripple effect. Thank you, dear brother. You couldn't be doing what we're doing right now, honestly, if it wasn't for you guys. So we appreciate you so much. I mean, we've done premieres, Universal Studios, Irvine Spectrum. This is so cool and unique and different because quite literally, it encompasses everything we're speaking about in this movie. You guys have co-created it in a space with codexes and all that. So you guys will love it. Picture going over Harry Potter's house or Doctor Strange's house if you're a Marvel fan. That's what this Quantum Spa is, but more. So thank you so much, brother. Love you. I want to just a little recognition here to our dear sister, Karen Rudolph. So Karen is honestly the reason why this all got put together, again, Spiraling Up, all about the art of manifestation. It's her 11th book. She's already hit bestseller. What we would love to do, and we'll do this in intervals throughout this call, is Karen, did you put the link in? Did you put that in?
I will do that right now. Thank you.
Okay. If you guys would be so kind, we want to help her hit the next level of bestseller. I know there's a couple different options to purchase the book. I believe there's actually 3. If you guys are so inclined, we want to do it within the next couple hours and hit the next level of bestseller. If you want, move to, if it's aligned, it's an incredible book. Honestly, it's a great philosophy of the film. So if you can put that in, Karen, I know you're going to chat here briefly too.
I did it come through.
Can people shake their head if it went through? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, so I don't know if my dear brother, Dr. Antoine, got on because I know he was traveling the White House, Doc. Let me see. Dr. Antoine, are you there? I don't think he is. It's okay. He was on last time. We love him. Okay, awesome. He's coming again, Film Festival with us. So what I want to do is my other brother, who also shares the same universe, hence the background, he knows where we're going with this. He just put us on a wonderful podcast with his dear buddy, reconnected me with a gentleman who you might have heard about. And it's funny because Jeremy kind of just picked up what he taught in the movie The Secret. And it's all about vision boards and all about the law of attraction. And the gentleman's name is John Asrat. And John is an incredible human being, one of Harrison's best friends. We just did a call with him, a podcast with him and Dr. Pompa. I brought Dr. Daniel Pompa. He brought John. We had an amazing call called Quantum Conversations. You'll be seeing that soon. But Harrison, would you, dear brother, please take maybe like 8 minutes, just share a little bit about you, manifestation. And just to preface that, again, if you've seen the original movie, The Secret, Harrison's a gentleman that took the law of attraction on the road, quite literally, with John DeMartini, John Ashraf, all the names, to bring it to the masses. He's one of the first teleseminars in the world. Oh, Dr. Antoine's on too. Okay. So this is what I want to do. Harrison, let's do you, and then we'll do Dr. Antoine. And we have the Asian Barbie just joined too. I'm going to call her out. What's up, Mama? So let's Harrison, take a few minutes just to share. He had something called a Shatori is Southern Enlightenment. For 28 years, this man didn't speak. Now we love him. We can't shut him up, right? And I'm joking, but literally one of the most beautiful human beings. He lives in childlike wonder. We were talking about this with Asarat. This guy's always happy all the time. And when he's not, it's for about 30 seconds. And he changes his state like that. So my dear brother Harrison, can you share a few words?
Yeah, hi. I see a bunch of people here that I love, and I see Dr. Nitty, I see Karen, I see my beautiful Marbeth, I see John Kennedy, who prize. Hi, John. I see
John.
Jonathan, I see Elizabeth. Oh my God, what a great group of people we have here. So I just wanted to tell a little bit about here. We don't go too much into my personal stuff, but I do want to say that this movie is an extraordinary idea. It's beyond positive thinking. It is a place whereby we have to go of manifestation, but it's not just about positive thinking. It's more like it's not a wish; it's a frequency. And what happens is that let's talk a little bit about debunking the myth in terms of manifestation, because that's part of what this movie is about. It's about debunking the myth of manifestation. And most people, I think, in this particular kind of idea, find manifestation sort of like a Santa Claus experience. They wish for things, but they don't know how to get that stuff done. So let's start by debunking that. And the thing is, manifestation is not about getting what you want. This is the first thing that you have to understand. It's not about getting what you want. It's about becoming the person who already has what you want. That's really an important point. And I think that's dynamic in terms of the understanding of all this. And, if you do what you want, you're kind of in this prison of the familiar. And that's a place where nobody wants to be. I mean, the familiar is good but it's not good for manifestation. It's not good for alignment. It's not good for good things that we want to do and have. So to master manifestation, we have to come into this neural rewiring kind of thing. That's what John and Tony and I were talking about, and Dr. Papa was talking about the other day. We have to come into this place of quantum alignment, a neural rewiring of our vibrational resonance. And that's what this movie is all about. So the movie is most people's current reality. And what's really very cool about it is that most of us don't understand that our current reality and who we are basically is a manifestation of our past internal code, our past traumas and our subconscious fears. And that's something that as soon as we begin to realize that, this is the first step out. So we don't manifest what we want, we manifest who we are. I teach that. I've been teaching that for, I got 40 years at this particular point. We manifest not what we want, but who we are. And so the thing is, if you get stuck, not able to manifest, it's because, you are this internal code of looping the same things over and over again. So in case the movie doesn't stimulate you, and it will, I guarantee it will. The movie's role isn't just a how-to, it's an extraction from the Matrix. And I know that Tony will relate to that because he loves these movies. So it's an extraction from matrix of average. What we're talking is the core message is really the intersection between science and spirituality, which is what I've been doing for the last 40 years. And that's the first thing I did when we started to create the Masters Gathering, which put me on the map with the people from The Secret. So we put that on as a running the roadmap, the physics of intention. And that's what we're doing here. We're running the roadmap for the physics of intention. And Tony is a master at this. He's been doing this for so long. And his movie stuff is absolutely incredible. Several of the sages in the movie basically literally show and explain the literal biochemical process of what goes on in the brain and life to do this manifestation. And, what occurs in the mind to unlock a vision. And that's what this is all about, too. So, the most heard about that you distinguish, the brain can't distinguish between a real experience and an imagined, vividly imagined. And this movie teaches us how to biohack that loophole. So there is, and create that physical realm. So it describes the auditory experience of manifestation. It's not a documentary. Here's what I want to emphasize. This movie is not a documentary. It's an activation. So those of you who are in this process, and my perspective is that the manifestation experience itself. And that's what you want to get to. That's what we all want to get to. So we are amazing people in this movie, and a lot of buddies and people from The Secret and all kinds of things like that. The cinematography really is, and I'm not going to kind of criticize this one or the other, but it's designed to induce a theta state, viewer, making the lessons bypass, the analytical, keep us into this area of how to bend reality to our will. That's a pretty dramatic thing. So the whole thing is that, the movie will be the threshold of change for a lot of people. And that's what I'm really looking for. That's what we're looking for. That's what I believe the purpose behind all this is to be the threshold of change. So, I understand that information without implementation is really hallucination. So awareness whereby the people that are in this movie are living examples of that manifestation process in action. So we're talking about, Tony, Jason Estes, genius, Bruce Lipton, genius, John DeMartini, genius, Barry and Nancy Ashitel, genius, the Marbeth, my sweetest, my whole wide world, Elizabeth Carson, my new best friend.
You better say genius to her.
Yeah, Elizabeth Carson, my new best friend, genius, Karen Rudolph, genius, Dr. Antoine, who's I know, Dr. Jim Marinakis, Dr. Pappas, and so many others. Hi, Jonathan Breer. I haven't seen you for a long time. I want to ask one question before I get off, and it's a what-if question for all of you guys out there. What if the only thing standing between you and your highest timeline of getting anything and everything that you want is a 90-minute cinematic shift in perspective? What if the only thing standing between you and the ultimate you for everything that you want? So I implore you guys to see the movie. I implore you guys to register, and don't just watch the movie. Here's the thing: become the movie. That's what we're doing. Thank you, Tony Doty, Dreammaker. I really all the guys that I have been, privileged and a part of with all you guys. Hi, Dr. Antoine. I love your new beard.
I love you. Brother, Antoine, brother, you crack me up so much. He's always, like I say, if people want to learn how to be happy, hang out with Harrison for about 7 minutes, can I tell you? And I don't know what happened with him or Marbeth last night. I can only speculate on that manifestation, but he ate his spiritual Wheaties this morning. Brother, thank you so much. You were on, and you are always on. I love you. Marbeth's smiling, so we're going to call you Marbeth Manifestation, something like that, some alliteration there. But no, thank you so much. All seriousness, I appreciate you. And Karen, if it's okay, go ahead. That's someone. Karen, if it's okay, I would love real quick because Dr. Antoine's on. We're gonna do something very special with Karen here in a moment. But Dr. Antoine, you were able to just jump on and you run a tight schedule around the world. White House doc for 25 years, absolute legend, was voted top 100 doctors in the world, was knighted for his services to mankind. Honorary Marine, more and more. This guy is absolutely amazing, truly a patriot globally, and it's an honor to have you here. Sir Dr. Antoine Chevalier, I never say your name right. You're one of my best friends for many years now. We're going to be in Cannes together as you're keynoting in Paris, and you're going to come down to Cannes. I love you. Are you available? You there? There you are.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead. It can take about 8 minutes or so. Yes.
Hello, everyone. There's a familiar faces there and new faces too. How are you? So, yes, we're going to be in France and in Cannes with Tony and others. And we're going to promote our movie, The Art of Manifestation. So it's very, very exciting. It was synchronistic. I was already in France, in Lyon for clients. All of a sudden, Tony being Tony, kind of a last minute thing, tornado. And turns out it was a friend. So, it was not a. And then right after that, I'm going to Japan for work. And I have a public speaking engagement in Tokyo on the 15th. So that's going to be interesting to juggle that with it and all that. But it is what it is. We're going to have a lot of fun, as always. So, yes, I'm looking forward to this.
Brother, can you share? You are an absolute legend when it comes to obviously helping people heal at a microcellular level and really working on the spirit. Can you speak on that for about maybe 6-7 minutes? I mean, you did a great event in Aruba with Dr. Jim and Dr. Jody and everyone. You do it around the world. Can you speak a little bit about that, brother?
Yes, I do have protocols. So those are holistic, comprehensive, integrative, functional medical protocols. And I work internal, external, internal. So usually life-threatening like cancer, stage 4, etc. I have to do both. But most of the time, internal, external is enough. And the knowledge I got is from the Aborigines in Australia. That was the breakthrough. And it's working with people's spirits. And the spirit, technically, according to them, the only one who has the authority to heal you is your spirit, which is inside of you. So that in there, based on it. So it's not shamanism, it's not hypnotherapy, it's not NLP, it's none of that. It's a totally different world. And how did I come to that? Well, I was born and raised in France. It was very traumatic, my upbringing. I wanted to have real solutions. And I realized very, very quickly when I was the solution I was seeking are not in Western medicine. So I saw education as my ticket to get out and put myself through a PhD program at Sorbonne University in Paris, international development, which will guarantee me traveling all over the world. Minor anthropology. And with anthropology, I learned how indigenous people heal themselves. And that was my passion. And so I used myself as a testing lab. And I spent 4 years in Zimbabwe, did my field thesis in Zimbabwe, right before Mugabe took over and killed his vice president, Como. And I did work in Mozambique, Senegal. I became a Buddhist monk in Chiang Mai, Thailand, for 5 months until the head teacher after 5 months, I had this beautiful image of a blue Buddha all around me, a bright light, 2 inches, my navel point inside of me. So I didn't know what to make of this. And then I was sharing this with a teacher at the time. He looked at me with big, big eyes. He says, "You're not to be in the monastery. You need to plug in the world and make a difference in the world." So they literally kicked me out of a monastery for that. And there was 3 people in 3 different continents told me the same thing. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So, and I did lots of different modalities, ended up at the White House, which is a different story. And then working there, no, I still work at the White House as a contractor, believe it or not. And for 25 years, so Bush, Obama, Biden, Trump, and then etc. I'm non-political, so, no politics. And I kept looking and searching. I became a naturopathic doctor, second PhD. I'm doing a third PhD. Apparently, I have a 4th PhD going on now with the University of Glasgow in Scotland, working on horses and how to heal horses. It'll be very fascinating. My passion, then I bumped into the Aborigines, and that was a breakthrough. And so that knowledge really did it. And my time to give back, I treat for free homeless, suicidal, PTSD, drug addict veterans here in the US, and also children who are victims of human trafficking. And it's been so successful. I got elected one of the top 100 doctors in the world in 2023. And the US Marine Corps gave me honorary Marine officer. So there you go. And it's my honor and privilege to be with you, all of you beautiful beings, and with Tony. And that man loves people. Tony, your heart is gold. It's a gift to humanity. So keep it up. I'll be supporting you as much as I can.
Thank you, brother. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. So much love on this call. I'm just honored and amazed that I get these amazing human beings and they actually pick up the phone, pretty quickly, right? Again, going back to spiritual avengers, it's an honor. We all have gifts, right? I believe God, our creator, gives us gifts, right? And it's finding what your gift is, living in that purpose, right? And that's what your dharma is, right? That's what they call dharma. Authenticity is the second highest vibration only under, when you're being real in you, okay, people feel that, all right? People experience that. My brother, Dr. Antoine, that is you all of the time. Thank you, honestly, so much. So it's just wonderful that we hang out and spend time, whether it's the White House or Aruba or anywhere else, right? So we can't wait to see LA. Thank you for your contribution to the movie and movies. There's more coming out. I love you, brother. So what I like to do is thank you. I would love to jump to our dear sis together, and I know we have a few other wonderful speakers, and we have a couple of surprise guests as well too. So Karen Rudolph, your book is absolutely phenomenal. We spoke about it. Can you speak a little bit about what you're doing right now in the world with the book, with the movie and everything? Can you take about maybe 7 minutes if you can to keep us on track? And ultimately, this is your call, so you could take as long as you like.
Thank you all for being here, and thank you, Tony, for partnering with me for this, and everybody who's showed up on these crazy hours, crazy times around the world. So I love it. Really lights me up. It was probably around 2008, divorce. I was in a victimized role, and woe is the world is caving in. And I got this hit to do a vision board and on it somewhere on this vision. I wanted to be a #1 best-selling author. And I'm like, I have no idea what that looks like. And the word spiraling up came into my spirit. And I there. And I just kept doing life like many people do, right? And I just kept doing it, went on to nursing, and I had nursing where a doctor had given a script and asked me to discharge a patient. And when I looked at the script and I said to him, "You're masking the symptom, you're not getting to the root cause," he looked at me square in the eye and he said, "If you don't do it, somebody else will." And I was already feeling not enough at the time, and I went, "Whoa, something's got to change." So I made a commitment to that I would get to the root cause of things in people's lives. And all the other books I've done were just stepping stones to get to this being my first solo book. And Spiraling Up, Command Your Life, thank you. It really lends the story of spirituality, grounded leadership. It gives tools to support, it builds emotional resilience, embodied alignment. Leads us to manifestation for sure. And through daily practices, through these awarenesses and integration more. So most books will tell us to start thinking differently. This one teaches us how to become different through presence, language, and embodied practices. So life changes from the inside out, because that's where I believe the healing begins first and foremost. And as a child, I used to play with manipulative puzzles, and I asked myself, what can I build with that? And throughout life, I started looking at things differently through a different lens. And as a creative problem solver, and I've traveled globally doing that, I kept saying, what can I build with that? So Spiraling Up, Command Your Life book, it starts from awareness, aligned action, embodiment into manifestation. And that's why it's perfectly aligned with this movie right now. It's for heart-led leaders, entrepreneurs, high capacity humans who need to carry it all and are ready to live more in harmony and purpose and power rather than forcing an issue. Because I wrote the book, in all fairness, for myself, because I didn't have a book, and I was an avid reader, but I didn't really get told what to do or how to do it. So I wrote the book for me. I wrote it as a legacy for my children. I have three daughters. And I thought, what am I teaching them? I'm their first mentor. And when I started really stepping into life more fully and realizing life is about being of service, I think now it's time to bring it to the world. So spiraling up, command your life. It's not just something to read, it's some experience, body, and it's really designed to support everything that we're talked about today and actually apply it to life. And because you're here today, I also want to invite everybody, if you would like to purchase the book, granted, I would be most grateful. But one of the things that I want to leave people with as well is if you were to give me a review, send me a snapshot as proof. I'm going to give you a 14-day trial into our program, the New Paradigm of Leadership School Community. And inside of that is housed my mind mosaic. And this is a tool that I developed probably around 2009, and I've taken it globally, making a difference in the world. And it really taps into your subconscious mind to really, we have the answers. They're all within us. So it's a matter of what's going to support you moving forward. And I believe it's really uniquely designed to support you in decision making, uncovering insights and challenges and exploring other opportunities. So it's a reflective tool that allows you to shift the perception because when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. And my mentors who Wayne Dyer, but my mind as when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Little tweak, same again.
That, love that.
I thank you all for being here. I'll put the link in the chat again. Thank you so much and take it away. I hope that was of support. And if may, during the course of it, I will, real quick, one of the things that I heard saying, and I just would like to read at least one of them before we go on, that Spiraling Up, Command Your Light is more than a book. It's an experience, and I'm all about the experience. Karen Rudolph masterfully blends insight,
Actually, one of those.
reflection, and real life application to guide readers from overwhelm into clarity and empowered action. This book meets people exactly where they are and then gently, powerfully guides you forward. It's a reminder that your struggles are at the end of your story. They're the beginning of you rising, spiraling up instead of down.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for that. Thank you for amazing. And around, I'm looking at all these wonderful faces, countenances, and I see Dr. Pampa, incredible guy. And I'm going to we're going to do Elizabeth real quick first. But Dr. Pampa, you need a Pampa's puppies. That's what you need, brother. So loving and kind. He doesn't go anywhere without puppies. I'm telling you, he would have the best puppy store ever. Puppies. This guy.
Oh yeah, no, they go everywhere with us. I'm in Fort Lauderdale right now. My died. I'm like in this corner charging my phone just to be a part of this, and I'm so blessed to be here. But yes, go move on, and we'll go. But yeah, the puppies are here. They're always here.
I love it. It makes it official, brother.
It's true. Yeah, they were right there with our interview, right at our feet.
Love that. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. All right, so we'll do a quick switch just from a lineup standpoint. We're going to introduce the amazing Elizabeth Cole and Dr. Daniel Pampa, the incredible legend. Then we're going to have one of our dear brothers here, one of the stars of many movies in Hollywood as well, too. He's intimately connected to our movie as well. And then we're going to take some questions as well. And we're going to have some musical scores that are going to surprise you. We have like the young Hans Zimmerman on the phone. This guy, incredible. And you have a sneak peek of that as well, too. So we're doing pretty good with time. And we're just going to keep rocking and rolling in divine timing. So Larson, my girl, she's keynoting an event tonight. We love her so much. She's absolutely amazing. In Art Basel, we had the honor. She was moderating a large event. Myself and some cast members spoke at the event. We became very quick. She's right down the road in Boca Raton. And by the way, Daniel, I'm going to introduce you to Elizabeth through text. I know you all already met, but I'm going to connect you to.
So we met.
Yeah. So Elizabeth, can share, you're one of the top spiritual influencers in the world. You've been all over the place. You've been, you've had incredible success in this space. People know a lot to the younger generation, which is cool too. All right. There's a lot of brilliant people here that are a little bit seasoned with a little bit, hair that's perhaps a little bit whiter than yours. You speak from what you're doing worldwide, globally right now. We're so honored to have you on with us.
Thank you so much, Tony. I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing, guys. As soon as I met Tony and I met Harrison and Marbeth at the same time, it was like match made in heaven. Jonathan too was there. So I'm so grateful to have been there and met you guys because you guys are just fantastic, amazing humans. So love you guys so much. So yeah, what am I doing around the world? Well, I'm things. I would say I'm really working to awaken the power within people who have lost their way. I feel like over the past, 100 years, it's we've gotten so far away from power within. How we think we have to depend on external sources for to create, right? But really, all of that power is within us. So what I'm really trying to do around the world is awaken that power in every single human that we have the power within us to create whatever reality that we want to create. I mean, last year, it was probably just a little bit year, I completely lost everything in my life. I mean, my life was one way one day. I was married, I had a staff, I had a mansion and a couple cars, and I was living that extravagant, 3D life. And then all of a sudden, it was like, boom, everything was gone and I had nothing. So what did I have to do? Well, I had to manifest what I wanted to create in my life without anything, with no resources, with no external help, right? All my externals were not there. So how is it that we manifest these things? Well, in my personal belief system, we all manifest things every day, whether it's good, bad, awesome, our dream or not, right? We're always manifesting. So when I lost everything, I knew that we can create what we are. Just like Harrison said earlier, we do not manifest what we want. We manifest what we are. So how would I all of a sudden dream of me wanting to be on global stages speaking my story, right? I'm like, how do I do this with no money, no connections, no anything? Well, let me see. I'm just going to act like I'm that global international speaker right now. Okay. And so that's exactly what I did. In every moment, I was literally on my dance party walks, guys. And I call them dance party walks because that's what I created my walks to be. I'm literally blasting music, dancing down the street, getting that high vibe energy. And as I get and feel into that high vibe energy, I'm going into my visualization and I am creating and standing in the reality that I know I want to live, right? So I was walking down the sidewalks, high-fiving people. Oh, you did so good on stage. I'm imagining high five, high five. I'm just really creating that. I'm literally bowing, walking down the street, and everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. I don't care because guess what? That brought me into my life. It brought me my dream of wanting to be on these stages. Now I'm actually in Bali. I'm in Dubai. I'm in Mexico. I'm all over the world, literally speaking my story on stage from the visualization, the emotion, the energy of acting as that person when I wasn't that person. I was not allowing myself to fall victim. Instead of that, I went in, aligned with that coherent power that we all have within us, and let that express itself outward, right? So manifesting and creating the life that you want to is literally possible for anybody to do at any time they would like to choose to do that, right? Everything is just a choice. So this documentary is so powerful because it has so many experts that break this down in a different way. You'll hear so many teachers, right? And then somebody will say to you and it'll click in a way that nobody else does for you, right? So I love that, I'm involved in such an amazing, beautiful, life-changing project. I agree with Harrison. This is an activation. It's just a documentary. You watch this and all of this now inside of your consciousness. There is no way that is not now a part of you. So, it's incredibly powerful. So I'm so grateful to be, so grateful to be involved with such amazing, fantastic people. Just can't say thank you enough.
We appreciate you so much. The things that you're doing are incredible. And honestly, thank you for being a light for this next generation too. I can speak about it. I think Teddy's call may be followed by Jonathan. I think the next generation, sometimes I get a little concerned when I go put an order in somewhere and, it takes 20 seconds for them to look at me looking at their phone, and I think there is a little bit of a gap. It's interesting. It's one of those things Tony Robbins speaks about, right? We have more knowledge than ever before, right? But it's into wisdom and what that looked like. And you're doing that honestly on such a great scale. You're representing that next generation. So we appreciate you so much. Honestly, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. All right. And so on the many businesses he has, he's his 27-year-old son, who's an absolute prodigy, companies what Tony Robbins is literally with coaches, having the most coaches in the world underneath him. That's what he is with doctors. What's really cool is when we first connected and really we realized we had the Pittsburgh connection. For many years, for many years, I would go down to Pittsburgh. Well, I should say west to Pittsburgh. And if you know, Olympic gold medalist, big WWE guy, and a guy named Dave Hawk, real big in the bodybuilding world, Mr. Universe. Those are my buddies for 10 years, and we have brought the first frozen goods in the GNC and vitamin shop, and big charity for kids with the WWE, and with anti-bullying. We did a lot of things together. My best friend still to this day. Big Franco Harris and those guys out there in Pittsburgh. And so we have this other Titan from the Steel City here. He's an absolute amazing guy. This incredible story. Him and his wife, Marilee, and their kids literally together, right, went through this healing journey that, yes, he experienced it, but they were all part of it. And he calls it the perfect storm. And when the perfect storm is there, sometimes it's not always great. But when you have a catalyst, right, and you have that silver lining, right, and there's a little gleam of sunshine, and you actually have a belief that you will step into brighter days, so to speak. Well, then guess what, right? And once you step into that, you embody it, you become it, you live it, you are it. He's the epitome of this and what he's been able to create from the proverbial mess to the message now globally. Dr. Daniel Pompa, are you there, my friend with the puppies?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, the floor is yours. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. You know what Tony just spoke about? I was very 1999, 2001, 2, 3, 4. Pain to purpose. Everything that I learned that I believe God's me to get my life back is what I've been teaching doctors for 20 years now, more. And then really established a new business 5 years ago with children when my son said, God, instead of just training doctors, if you're really going to take a message to the world, you need to bring the message to people who are looking for an answer like you were. And I'm like, well, how do we do that? The younger mind of my son said business was born 5 years ago, and we have thousands, multiple thousands, with the message that literally gave me. By the way, when I'm sick, my wife was on her knees praying for me, and many times. But this particular time, God spoke to her that not only are we going to get me well, but I'm a message to the world. And that's what I'm doing. From pain to purpose to that promise. So pain to purpose to promise is our family mantra, hanging on to the promise. And I always love reminding people God has a promise in it for you. And, so many people are sick. One of the unique things that I bring in the world of, I don't even know what to call it sometimes. You can call alternative medicine, functional medicine. I mean, there's so many different names. I'm very critical space right now because I've moved further away from getting to the cause of why people are not well. And that's what I bring, and I'm anchored to it. There's interference, the body does the healing, just like our negative thoughts, right? It's like it's how we interfere with ourselves and our manifestation lives and who God really created us to be. And we have to remove those thoughts and create the positive ones. And I mean, I do that for a living. I'm always figuring out what's interfering with someone, not funding it. And that's what I do. And I'm blessed to do that and blessed to be called to it. It chose me. I always say I didn't choose it. So that's what I'm doing around the world. I want to say this, Elizabeth, you said something, right? We want to manifest who we are. And one thing I speak about, and Tony knows this, is identity, because many people, and again, coaching doctors for 20 plus years, I realized the ones who were the happiest and most successful were doing just that. They were manifesting closer to their true identity, who God created them to really be. I find that people who struggle, they're not their authentic self, or they're oftentimes functioning in many false identities, and therefore they're not their true authentic. And therefore, they struggle oftentimes. So manifesting who really God created us to be as close to our true identity as we can is critical. Otherwise, we will manifest something else, and we could be trying to manifest literally a false identity, someone who we really aren't, or not even called to be. I watch people go through that transition, and when I see them anchor further into who they really are, Matt, say that if our happiness and success literally runs parallel to close our true identity and manifesting that. And that I can watch people's lives turn when that happens. So sometimes we have to be careful what we're trying to manifest, because oftentimes it's not who we really are. And Elizabeth nailed that in that little bit that she said was, but and sometimes it takes hard times and hard things. Maybe it was Elizabeth's loss of everything helped her get closer to who God created her to be. And, and I found that to be the case in life, that many people's lives, that, it's the hard things. Matter of fact, when I'm kind, I say, make timelines of the things that were the hardest times in your life. And maybe that, you really would think about as the worst times of your, but what did you manifest at that time? What identities, or perhaps even think about those times? And sometimes you have to bring someone close to you that loves you, to help you even think about those things, because it starts to define us and manifested something of a false identity around those times. Or I believe the opposite is true. In those times, we can also look back and figure out who really we are and manifest that. And I think we need to look at the victories in our life God gives us to realize, really who we are. I love the book of David. And David lived most of his life in a false identity in his early years. And, being a bastard son, his 8 brothers, amazing, all of that, he was literally life as a bastard son, that false identity. And David was screwing up his life, honestly, and he's screwing up Israel, even though he walked into that anointing. But the day, I have it written in my Bible, there it is in my Bible, the day that David, he really was, not only his life changed, but he changed the nation, and he changed the planet as we even know it today, by the way. But I say that because it's true of all of us, is we can walk in and manifest exactly who God created us to be, for what purpose, and then we're going to really change the world. Most of you on this call have done that. So I'm honored to be here. Thanks, Tony.
I didn't realize I was muted. Absolutely, my brother. Thank you for being on. And I can't wait, by the way. And I just spoke to Marilee a little while ago. She was saying she's on the yacht. I can't wait for you all to meet Dr. Antoine. He's with us as well, too, and connect with Marianne and some more of the group here, too. So Dr. Antoine's been texting me. I really want to connect you guys. I can only imagine you in the White House, Doc, what you all can do together, Batman and Superman.
Sure. Amen.
Cool. Amen. Okay, well, guys, listen, thank you so much for everybody sharing. We're going to a little bit more into now the movie. We have 2 surprises as we speak. So first of all, there's a young gentleman, absolutely incredible. Teddy, not Teddy Roosevelt, but he's going to be just as famous. Trust me, this guy. He's only 25 years old. He was able to put together some music composition that is just absolutely incredible. And a lot of people don't realize the difference. Like these movies, there's a lot that goes into the movies. There's at least 16. Technically, I think there's 18 people now hired working around the clock for the most part to get this premiere done for the 23rd and 24th. We'll be in Cannes prior. And then we have Toronto Film Festival with my buddy Wes Hall from Shark Tank and Dragons Den. He's on the board to get us in with Gina Ford. So we're super excited where this movie is going. It's going to get, visibility through not just in American markets, but global. I'm very, very honored because that's what the world needs. So gentlemen right here, there's a difference between producing and composing. A lot of people will make, a movie and they'll take maybe some of it, put it in. This guy actually composed, I believe, 12 also angel number, magical tracks to this movie. We're going to get a little sneak peek glimpse right now. I hope the tech is there to be able to pull it up.
Yeah, I'm
Teddy,
here.
my dear brother. Okay, hey, great. Teddy,
I
would
just
you be able
mostly to need requests to screen so it will work. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, Karen, can you do that? Or Christina, whoever's in charge of that?
And can anyone see this?
Yes, we see.
Okay, awesome. Do you want me to just play it first or talk about it first?
Maybe, let's just play it first. Let's just be in the moment, please.
Perfect. Anyone have any issues hearing it? Just put in the comment. Okay. Here we go.
It goes live, so.
All right, that's what I got.
Beautiful. First time I've heard all that. Beautiful. You guys like that? I felt like it's funny. I know you're going to say a few words. It was perfect for our next segue. I feel like I was just in the Pirates of the Caribbean. Isaac, you know anything about that? Like that song was very epic, very Disney-esque, brother.
Thank you. I just a few words about the music. Tony and I have been discussing, a lot of stuff that's been happening with the movie, and with Tony's dad recently passing. After him sharing that news with him, that this entire soundtrack is dedicated to my grandparents I lost last year. So it kind of brings us together, me and Tony, that we both can connect through loss and grief, and we can both create visually and musically just something beautiful. So I'm very excited to have you guys hear the whole soundtrack. The soundtrack will be released May 23rd at midnight in LA when we are there. So you guys could all stream it on Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, and a couple other sites. The day of the premiere, you guys can listen to the soundtrack and get a sneak peek of what the music will be in the movie.
Thank you so much. You're going to bring me to tears, man. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No, thank you for allowing me to write the music. It's Elizabeth was saying, like, I was everything was taken from me. And the past telling myself 2026 is going to be the I make it. And it wasn't even 2026 when I was saying it. So the fact that this is now, we're in 2026, I'm writing film music for manifestation and manifesting all the things you need and want and how to get your goals is just like meant to be, it feels like. So I'm very excited and thank you for allowing me to write the music.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, can I tell you about manifestation? So one of your friends, Leslie, down the street with a phenomenal clinic, she volunteered several devices to help my father out. And it was, fourth quarter, not even 2-minute warning with my dad. And honestly, I would have made it had, certain family members not kind of jumped in, but that's neither. And this woman literally, so grateful I up and I was so moved by her demeanor. I said, we have to have you in this movie. Right. We have to. She's an absolute. I don't know if her name is Leslie. I don't know if Leslie's on. And Leslie said she was very, very emotional. Right. And I was emotional, too. And she said, I manifested this. I said, how? She said, I prayed to be in a movie with Bruce Lipton and some people from The Secret that morning. And then I called. And because she was so angelic and so kind and so loving, I believe that people need to be more than that. So many people, to your point, Pampa, you were speaking about this, like, they have this identity of who they are. But at the end of it, we all have the basic human needs, right? We all want love. We all want to receive love. We all want to give love. People, we deal with these things when we're born that, with the written, the subconscious and superconscious program. And thankfully, right, and we're bringing the light to the world of teaching people how they can rewrite that old record, right? And how they can make it so they can play the melody of any tune that they want to, and they can have their life according to their terms, right? And co-create, what it is, they do on a daily basis. When I hear these, it's like, the proverbial David, Michelangelo said he removed everything David to reveal that was there. So all we're doing is just removing these things that are not us, having that remembrance, like was spoken about, and living in our true authentic self, right? And that's what this is all about. And all this movie is really a reminder of that. And I like to believe it's a movement, right? The Art of Alignment will be the second one coming out. Some of you will have already filmed for it. We have some other ideas that we're going to be doing as well underneath that. I've had in the last week and a half, 5, I can say, giant in quotations, because we're all equal, right? Names in the space reach out to me. I did not reach out to them when they heard, and we haven't even started heavy marketing yet. We have some of the best marketers in the world working too. So it's a team and it's a beautiful movement. That's just the best way I can say it. And, tying this together here, there's one thing about Hollywood, we things is Jim Carrey not here anymore. We hear these, these things, right? And who knows? Who really knows? But I like that there's this niche of Hollywood. And Hollywood, when you go all the way to Cannes Film Festival, you realize it's this big, right? And the entertainment industry and education industry is a lot bigger. I can't even put my hands as big. So you realize how big the world really is when you go to the Olympics of this, which is Cannes Film Festival. And the other ones too, those are large too, but especially Cannes. That being said, we have a gentleman that I met years ago, and I met him at an event. You guys know a guy named Greg Reed, big event, Secret Knock, many years. Had the honor. He asked me to co-host with him, and we had Joe Dispenza, all the great human beings there. And I meet this guy who's just everybody else. And my wife recognizes him from movies, and she said something to him. He said, "I'll be right back." And then he, I guess, did whatever he had to do, came back, and he spoke. And he didn't, we were producers or this or that, whatever. He was just so sweet and kind, right, and loving. We became just brothers, right? And I tell people all the time, at the end of the day, I don't speak to the title, I speak to the human being. Okay, people say, "Oh, did you Google this one or look at that one?" Friends with the person first, and then I find out how amazing they are by hearing and feeling that, because the accolades are wonderful, and I will always edify, and I think be edified. But at the end of the day, it's the core human, right? It's not the identity, right, so to speak. So Isaac and I became dear friends, and we're doing some great things together. And you might know him from movies of the Caribbean, from Fast and the Furious, from Deadpool, Adam Sandler in the movie with Jack Nicholson. He's in so many great projects, the voice of Thanos in the Avengers, the Lego movies, the video games, Saga Fighter. I grew up playing that in the 90s. Just an amazing human being that honestly is not what you would think traditional people in that space would be. And we have a lot of dear friends, a lot of names in that space, and most of them are very good people too, right? But like, he just lives and embodies everything that we're talking about here. So Isaac Singleton Jr., I'm going to play the trailer briefly, and then I'd like you to say a few words, my dear brother, if that's okay, after the trailer. Karen, can you kindly play the trailer?
Honey, I'm going to play it. I have to share screen. Yeah. Give me one second.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you. And as she's doing it, I'm going to respond to like 4 texts.
Can't hear it.
Is it screen sharing?
Yeah, but you can't hear it right now, Christina.
Oh.
When you hit share, you have to make sure you hit audio sound, share audio sound, and then optimize for video sharing.
I did. This happens time.
It's
It's
okay.
yeah. It for some reason it just keeps going back to default. So give me 1 second,
Sorry, I
and
just
I
thought I'd let you
will.
know.
No, no,
No, I
no. Thank you.
appreciate that. Flow, we're all in flow.
At the top
Yeah,
at the top of the
I
screen,
got
there's a
it.
thing. Okay.
There you go.
Reality.
Yes, it
We can
sounded.
hear it, but can't see it.
Now
Okay,
put
that's
the
okay. That's okay. I got it. I got it.
Come on,
There we
Christina.
go.
Second, just give a second. The
It's a good thing it's not live TV.
I know. Well, the problem is I have all these pop-ups
Do you want me to
covering
just share it
the
through mine? I
buttons.
can
I
pull it
got
up
it.
on my screen.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, you guys see it?
Nah.
You guys see? You don't see it?
It's
It says you are
blurry.
sharing.
It's very blurry and like
There's a block on the
yeah.
screen.
Do you want me to share
Okay,
it, Peter? I could pull the trailer of mine.
I
You
have
can
a
pull that up.
presentation. Hold on, guys.
Okay.
Everybody, can we just hold on a
ahead,
second?
Christina.
Success.
Go ahead.
My computer is not cooperating. Just give me 1 second. I can do this. It's fine. It's just Zoom sometimes is not very nice.
You go, girl.
You've got this.
See, I hit share sound and it's still not sharing it. Give me a second. Tell me if you guys see
Yep,
this.
it said you're starting to share, honey.
Okay. Do you see this?
We just
It's just black.
I learned not to push. I feel like I'm working
Hear the audio, but not see.
for adulthood.
I'm not playing audio though. That's the weird part. Are you
No,
playing
it's-
audio?
The electromagnetic
No.
field forms the physical body.
Neuroautonomy system is the one that makes you.
Else's audio. That's yeah.
Christina, while you're figuring this out, I'm just gonna have Isaac just speak a little. Isaac, my brother, you might have to I hope you have this memorized, what you said in the movie. So can you just no, I'm kidding. No, but can you say a few words, my dear brother, with being on with us while Christina's working that out?
Yeah, I'd be happy to talk if you want me to. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I was glad that you asked me to come and narrate the trailer. It was a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure when we get into a studio somewhere where we get the right sound and pitch, it'll even be better when you put it back on the trailer. But yeah, it was. Thanks for inviting me. But I'm just very thankful to be able to do what I do for a living. So that's really a lot of fun of it. You know, the fun of it is just this is what God told me to do. I was to be a commodities broker, and that you're supposed to be an actor. I say, okay, God, I listen to you, and that's what I've been doing ever since. And yeah, people try to block me and stuff, but I just get around and go and get some of these things that you believe I've gotten into because I had no connections in Hollywood whatsoever and been able to make a living at this since practically out of it since I've been out of college. So made a living as an actor in Florida and then moved out to California. And 8 weeks later, after getting here, I was on the X-Files, my first job. But I didn't have an agent yet. So that's how I've been able to make it and get through because I've had somebody above who's been able to help guide me along the way. But you know,
I
so
love
much
that.
more is coming, so I'm very thankful for that. I'm looking forward to building my life goals also, but I'm very thankful for what I've been able to do in the industry, and I know there's going to be more coming. So I'm just thankful. That's all I do is live a life of thankfulness and integrity. That's what I have to do.
Love that. Isaac, no, that means the world, your contribution and everything that you do. I mean, as you're pulling it up, Teddy, if you can maybe pull that up and whoever works it out, the trailer piece.
Mm-hmm.
But Isaac, you're able to manifest this and to your point, create it, this dream life, and so you from these films and perfect. So they're pulling up the trailer. Can you just speak on that? Just thoughts on that?
Thoughts on what exactly?
Yeah. Just you manifesting what you've manifested so far and everything. Listening and watching. You've been in some of the biggest movies of time.
I am thankful for that. Really, I truly am manifesting. I know also that's the fact that like I said, I had no idea this is what I was going to do for since 8th grade was to work in the commodities market. I wanted to be a broker. But God had been showing me a sign since I was 4 years old that I was still be an actor. I didn't get it to my sophomore year of college. And I got it there. I'm just giving you the short version of the story. But I saw it then. I was like, hey, God, I'll listen to you. I transferred to university, changed my major to communications, got my degree there. In Orlando, I graduated from UCF and then University of Central Florida and started working at Universal first, doing their Wild West stunt show. Then I worked at Disney doing the Indiana Jones stunt show. And then I started working in film and TV in Orlando and doing all these different things, voiceovers, stunts, and films and movie. And then I knew in order to make it as an actor, as they say, make it. I don't know what making it is now because it's so different for everybody. I know that I'm still striving to get where I want to go, but I've made a living at it for quite some time now, and I'm very thankful for that. And I just know that there's more on the way, and that's what excites me. all the way. I just got to keep being the same guy that I am, a humble, happy human being that knows that I'm on set sometimes because, really, like I said, God's the one that's going to do this. And I've had conversations about the Lord while I've been on sets, and that's been great. And I think that's what it is. One of the reasons why he had me do this, because he knows me as a man of integrity, and people can believe what I'm saying, and then know that what I'm saying is true, and that they don't have to, be anything else. And I might plant a seed, and somebody down there might plant a different seed, and make their life even better for them. So that's what it is. So I'm just a tool. He gave me this voice. He gave me this body. I'm 6'5". I'm very thankful I keep myself in shape, and I'm always trying to keep myself in shape. And that's all I can do. Just keep trying to live a good life and keep on going. That's all.
I love that, brother. Thank you. And this is the first time we hung out and we did something like this together. I made my joke. So I'm going to make my joke. My joke I make, right, with us?
Oh, you make jokes now.
I make a joke, So Isaac and I, when I get out the couch, we walk around that I'm his bodyguard, right? And everybody believes it, right? And what's funny is nobody ever messes with him, and I take full credit for that. So there you go. That's my joke. That's my joke, right?
But it's funny. I have a philosophy of, if you notice, things are usually guarded by things smaller than they are. So like a vault is gigantic, but it has a guard that's much smaller in front of it. So I know some people out here who have bodyguards that are smaller than they are. And these guys and some gals are really lethal. And I won't say name, but I also know a guy who used to be the bodyguard of a billionaire. And if you saw this guy, you would think, oh, this guy's just some mid-40s guy that can keep himself in shape, just walking around. But he was talking to me about how he was the lead team for this billionaire. So he'd have like 6 guys. 4 of them would be in the little earphone.
Yeah.
And then he'd be off to the side, because he was once in Mossad. He really well, and he knows how to really injure somebody quick. And he said, I walk around, I'm wearing a pair of shorts, some tennis shoes, and a Hawaiian shirt, and I'm off to the side. Nobody even notices me. But if anything happens, I'm the one that step in and take care of it quick, even before the guys in the suits do. And that's the guy you need to watch out for, the one you don't see, the one you just kind of discount,
That makes a lot of sense. See, that now our relationship more.
It does. So if people see you're like, oh, I better watch out for that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Tony, he looks dangerous.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't want to mess with the guy wearing that shirt. Look at Tony. That's funny. But thank you. All joking aside, I'm so appreciative. I think Teddy has the trailer. Are you able to roll it out?
Yeah, I can pull it up right now.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Let me know if everybody can see this.
Cool.
See this?
We see you. Perfect.
All right, I'm gonna hit play, and let me know if you could hear it as well.
Reality isn't neutral.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're not just experiencing it, you're participating in it.
Our innermost dominant thought becomes our outermost tangible reality.
I think success is never coming to you as you currently are.
If you change the way you look at things, what you look at changes. Your perception is your reality.
There was no trying in it.
The universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, gives you what you are. It does not give you what you want.
It's never what you do, it's why you're doing it.
The lie is in the belief that doesn't serve you.
You can be your own worst enemy or your best friend.
People are struggling and they don't realize they're actually creating their own lives.
There's a hidden order in all of our aspects of life.
I know what it feels like.
You're not your thoughts, beliefs, or past. You're an infinite human being with a unique purpose.
Your outer world starts reflecting your inner world.
And it's as if when we're born, we're astonishing beings of love and light.
Every micro moment, every decision that you are making is impacting your energy and the field of energy that you are creating.
I was totally aware.
I learned not to push.
I never feel like I'm working.
I didn't know about it until I was well into adulthood.
The river is regular and here always.
The electromagnetic field informs the physical body.
Your autonomic nervous system is the one that makes you breathe, and that organizes and makes your heart pump. It does all of that for you, and it's being done below your level of awareness.
The goal is to have more love, a higher vibration to be able to give more. If I'm down here, I have nothing to give them.
Manifestation really is fundamentally energetic.
The answer to anything you're looking for. It's always going to come from within.
Everything that we have ever wanted to be, do, or have is for the feeling of it.
The light's in all of us.
Because you're already enough.
I don't want to say I made it happen, but I was just a vehicle, a tool in which it came through.
If perception shapes experience, and experience shapes reality, what do you think you have been creating?
Woo! That was great. Thank you. What do you think you have been? Isaac, thank you for that. Thank you. And, I want to recognize just a few people as we start to wrap up here. Salome, amazing. You see her in the movie. She's right there. She brings the butterflies with her. They fly her up around her everywhere. Look at the heart. I love it. And incredible human being, absolutely brilliant, board certified doctor on the West Coast. They're doing incredible things. Juliana, our newbie friend over there who brought yoga to Florida in 1986. They said, yeah, no, yoga from Venezuela. She's an absolute amazing human being, a being of light. Professor Glenn Ryan, I think he's on here somewhere. He's literally the guy that coined the term quantum biologist. Biology. He's with Bruce Lipton, all those guys for years. He's just the chief scientist officer, for many, many companies that we know in the space. X39 stem cell patches, all these 8-figure companies, amazing human beings. My buddy Patrick Merkel's right there. We love him. Best looking guy in Chicago, we call him, and he's waving, all these amazing human beings, Mary, executive producer, tying to Karen Rudolph as well, to Bear, 70 plus time best-selling author, Dr. Jim Marinakis, tying this back, Rudolph, if anybody had the opportunity, it's aligned to purchase the book, please feel free to buy. There's 2-3 different options on there as well. Amazing. The book is so in tandem with the movie. And we will have, by the way, a movie book too. If you're in the movie, you'll be in a book shortly down the road. We have so many New York Times bestselling authors and, legends in the movie that it becomes that much easier just to get distribution for them too. So just a quick wrap up right here. 122. I think Dr. Eric Pearl, I don't know if he jumped on. Hey, brother, if you're on, hello. Brinkley, hello, if you're on. I think some of us are going to see each other next Friday in Palm Beach. We're in a movie called Money Vibes as well, all of us. So I just want to tie this up, the last 8 minutes here. Foremost, thank you for being, this is literally us. There's so much craziness going on in the world. I always say the ripple effect, just like that water right there. You throw a rock, it's going to ripple. Every interaction you have with a being, good or not good, right? What's going to happen? It's going to ripple back eventually, 12, 15 generations. Back to your kids, or back to your neighbor, back to your mom, back to your dad, back to people you love. So always choose kindness, right? Always choose kindness. This is honestly, Karen and I connect this so much because, kind Karen, she has such a beautiful heart of gold, and many people in this film, they're just humble. There's accolades at the wazoo, humble, good people, right? And that's the people that we pick up. That's our vibe tribe. Thank you for that heart, And so again, just a quick recap, 23rd, Saturday, Quantum Spa, 1027 Wilshire Boulevard, 10 building. Last year, I won't even say who, but major A-list celebrities were at the opening of it. Major such as Nike, Solana, there's 2 Lululemon. You guys are amazing. That's a building and 42 giant companies, unicorn companies. Energetics are amazing, and you add in the codexes and everything they built. It's amazing. So the 23rd, 24th, Jeremy Hoffman, Jason. Jeremy, thank you for kicking off the call. You will see tech you've never seen before. Assure you. Literally right next to it, 8 feet, you come out of this $1,000 door, £1,000 door. It's probably worth way more than $1,000. £1,000 door with a big quantum ripple, and there's the movie theater built in right there. So we're gonna have 2 showings there. That's gonna be Sunday the 24th. 23rd is the anniversary with the festivities. 24th is going to be the premiere. 1027 Wilshire Boulevard. Please, invite people and get your peeps out. It's gonna be absolutely incredible. And we'll have more as we get closer, but those are the details. You can reach out to me directly. Also,
Tony, quick question.
Yes, please.
What time, someone put in the chat, what time on Saturday, do we have to go to any of those activities? Just so that I
appreciate it. So Saturday's just like a 10 a.m. till all day thing. That's Saturday. Sunday, the actual premiere itself, premiere number 1 is going to be at 1:30. It's a matinee. And then premiere number 2, thank you, Kim. That's very sweet. It's so true. And then premiere number 2 is going to be at 6 p.m. We will have a panel after each one. There will be a break in between, and they can utilize the Quantum Spa. We'll have some packages that they can utilize and so forth there. Everything from literally quantum beds to exosomes, and there'll be a menu and so forth to enjoy. And then we're going to have an, I believe, about 8:30 as well, too, for recognition for some of the superstars there. So thank you for that. Again, we'll be in Cannes Film Festival next week. Marianne, thank you for putting a lot of that together. And we're going to rock and roll with that from the 11th on. and we're gonna, help it get distribution with this and sell the international rights and get you guys even more importantly felt, because I learned this from my beautiful wife, Christina, and also Joe Dispenza. The feeling is the frequency. The feeling is the frequency, right? And I want to just wrap up.
Tony,
Yes, please.
I'm late. I'm Dr. Jody Bear. I just wanted to love on for just a moment because
Hey,
you never know, and she may have said this, I was speaking at a previous engagement, but she wrote Spiraling Up in 2020, in 2008. Who knows, when you write something down, it says in the good book, write it on tablets of stone. We just happen to use our phones now. Then we're moving on up to the TKTS board, the New York Times that we did with you and Christina, with all of our healthopedy offers, and as I'm going to use your word, incredible time. And before we were off of that Zoom, Karen Rudolph invested in herself because she saw herself and manifested that self in paying. And I said to her, I called her up, long time coaching, collaborative. We're besties now because we've slept in the same room, not in the same bed, in the same room. Okay. So I can tell you is that she went ahead and I said, I had the word up because you invested first, you will spiral up. I didn't know about 2008. I gave her that word and now it's her book. And I want to honor you, Tony, as I said in your home, you and Christina being the hub of the wheel. Without the hubs, the hub, which you are a hub duo. There are no spokes on the wheel. We're just the rubber making it happen. And Karen, you saw that in the quietness of your own soul about spiraling up, and you did it. Way to go.
I love that. Thank you for that. And 3 minutes here as we're wrapping up. And by the way, Dr. Jody is a part of the reason why we won some great awards with the United Nations and so forth as well, too. Thank you for that as well. Incredible contribution to the film. And I want to say hi to some people. What's up, Zach? What's up, buddy? I haven't seen you since Art Basel, since the dinner. Some new friends here. Hey, Mitchell, I'm excited. Everybody's here. At the end of the day, I want to acknowledge Arthur, by the way. I didn't see you on your face on camera. That's why I didn't say anything yet, but he's also absolutely incredible. And he filmed with, I think, Ian Clark that day as well, too, and Dr. Pampa. And David Chen, hey, my brother, incredible spiritual entrepreneur, companies and investments around the world. We're doing some other films around the world, too. So I want to wrap with this. For the most part, many people here are in the movie or associated with the movie in some way, shape, not everybody. It's two very simple things. If somebody wants, if they're called to, we have one more spot for the film. It's the contribution basically to be an executive producer and have 5% ownership of the movie. Friends and family, $1 million valuation. 5% obviously of $1 million is $50,000. We're going to be filming next week with some legends on Friday. If that aligns with somebody, please let us know. And you also will have some ownership as well, too, of the film. Secret, if you guys know Rhonda made a movie for $4 million back 18 years ago, which, by the way, for a documentary is a big budget. RFK movie, I was asked to help with that. Like, that was $4 million budget. It's a big budget for that. We make this for about $1 million or so, right? And The Secret had 100x. What does that mean? It's made over $400 million in the last 18 years. It's closer to $500 million now. Any Marvel movie, any Batman movie, any Avatar, we knew John Lendo, he unfortunately just passed away. Number 2 to Cameron in those movies. They got a 2-3x maybe a movie, which is great, by the way, right? So anyway, that being said, oh, wonderful. Thank you. I just got an intro. Hello. That being said, if somebody wants to be in that spot filming with more legends this Friday in Palm Beach at the Consciousness Expo, please let me know. You guys have my cell. If you don't, I think most of you do. I'm very transparent. 908-309-9591. If somebody, Christina, somebody could put that in the group chat, please. Thank you. And then there's just a second quick call to, if it's aligned, is for those that may not, necessarily have that, lying around. We did something where we wanted to give micro ownership to the people, $5 million, what the IP's worth. Which is, 500,000. We divided that into 100 pieces of, pizza pie, so to speak. I like pizza pie, and we're about to go to France for camp. So we're doing that, divided 500,000 divided by 100, a micro ownership, just like fractional ownership, like Grant Cardone and Elena's my buddy do with, their properties, and many other people do it with skyscrapers and different models. You can own a micro 5,000 as well too, if it's aligned. And if you have a book, we'll put the book in the movie to product placement as well too. And it's immortalized. It will be here forever. So, that's what I have on my end. Again, if you haven't checked out Karen's book, please check it out. We're all spiraling up on this. I am so excited. Does anybody have any questions? Or actually, let me just share with this. Yeah, actually, does anybody have any questions? And I'll say my little famous catchphrase line at the end. Any questions
Hey,
or comments?
quick thing, Tony.
Yes.
So I was on the phone with Christian, the screenwriter, last night. We did a Zoom call and spoke about more music and stuff.
Yes.
I want to just put with you where our deadline for the music is going to be May 10th. I'm going to have all the chapters done, all score, the whole soundtrack done by May 10th. And then when I come back from my trip on the 17th of May, I'm going to put all just like, mixing everything with the sound effects, audio, and then putting it to the film. Is that
Thank you.
sound like a good deadline?
That's wonderful.
When do you need the final film by? Like full
Well,
product?
we'll
Can we actually talk about?
Yeah, we'll have the last chapters done and come through now, but we'll talk. We need Harrison to play his ukulele on one of those songs too. So don't, just make sure Harrison. So, does anybody have any questions or comments before my?
Anthony.
I do, Arthur. Just wanted to say momentarily, for all of us, when we're using phrases such as it is a timeline, because everything we're creating is, and I'm saying it for all of us because we all slip time to time using that term. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Live Line. He says that in the movie too, guys. No, I'm just kidding, he does. Thank you, brother. Christina, yes, sweetheart, director.
What is the time on the 23rd and 24th? People are asking. I don't have an answer.
Thank you. The 23rd day thing, it's going to go from 9 in the morning to the evening. It's all day of festivities, affairs, cool stuff with the Quantum Spa. The first matinee is at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is obviously LA time. And then we will do a panel, movies about 100 minutes. We'll have a panel. We'll break. People can enjoy the spa, do whatever they want. They can do exosomes. There's different, prices if they want to purchase exosomes, things like that, whatever it might be. Yeah, I think you have to schedule that ahead. And obviously and then we will have the second showing at, I believe it's at 6. And then right after we'll have the second panel, and then we'll have the award ceremony for all the legends at 8:30. And we'll wrap up by about 9:30, and everyone will go on their merrily way. I'll just say it that way. Pampa, that one was for your wife, the merrily way.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Okay, awesome. So we're 3 minutes over. Karen Rudolph, thank you again. Thank you for everyone being here. Check out Spiraling Up. She's an amazing human being. Oh, amazing. Thank you for being here. Honestly, love you so much. If I didn't shout you out, I apologize. I love you, love you, love you. All my Hollywood squares here. You are the best. Dr. Kim Erickson, hey you. I got you. This is Tony Dreammaker Doty, and along with every one of you, together making dreams come true. Love you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Tony. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Nice meeting you guys.
Ciao.
Bye, everybody.
Everyone.
Thanks, everyone. So good to see so many of you again.